Hello students, welcome back to Effortless Chemistry. Already we have started group 16 of the P block elements, and in the last session we have discussed up to preparation and properties of O3. Now we will discuss allotropes of sulfur. Already we have discussed allotropes of sulfur in the beginning. Now we will discuss in detail allotropes of sulfur. Sulfur forms many allotropes, out of which only the rhombic and monoclinic sulfur are important. Sulfur forms many allotropes out of which only rhombic and monoclinic sulfur are important. So these two are important allotropes of sulfur. I'll take in the sulfur, we'll take two important allotropes. The first one is what? Rhombic sulfur. First one is rhombic sulfur, and the second one we will take it as monoclinic sulfur. This rhombic sulfur is also called as alpha sulfur, or else it is also called as yellow sulfur. Since it is yellow in color, it is also called as yellow sulfur. Next, this monoclinic sulfur is also called as what? This is beta sulfur. Okay, both alpha and beta sulfur, they exist as a S8 molecule and they are having crown shape here. Both alpha and beta sulfur exist as S8 molecule having crown shape. They are having crown shape here. So we can write the crown shape of S8 molecule like this. You take sulfur, and the three sulfurs are arranged like this, and the remaining three sulfurs are also arranged exactly below them. So the seventh sulfur like this and the eighth sulfur is here. Just you have to join the remaining two sulfur like this, so that you have to form a crown shape here. Okay, this S8 molecule, it exists as what? A crown shape. And here this sulfur, after forming two sigma bond, each sulfur is having two lone pair of electrons. So in case of S8 molecule, each sulfur is what here? sp3 hybrid, because it is having two sigma bond and two lone pair of electron. Two sigma bond plus two lone pair of electron, so that the total number is 4, means already we know that it is a sp3 hybrid. So both are having a S8 molecule with a crown shape, and each sulfur is sp3 hybrid in this molecule. Okay, the next one we will discuss rhombic sulfur and monoclinic sulfur in detail. First one we will go for rhombic sulfur, preparation and properties. Preparation and the properties of rhombic sulfur. First one I will write rhombic sulfur. Preparation. It is prepared just by evaporating solution of roll sulfur in carbon disulfide, CS2. It is prepared by what? Just by evaporating the solution of roll sulfur in the CS2. By evaporating, the crystals of this rhombic sulfur are formed. Already we know that this rhombic sulfur is also called as alpha sulfur, or else it is also called as yellow sulfur, since it is yellow in the color. Next point about this one is it is insoluble in water but soluble in CS2, benzene, ether. All these are organic solvents, ether, alcohol. Next, it has a specific gravity. It has a specific gravity of 2.06 and its melting point is 385.8 Kelvin. The most important point about the rhombic sulfur is it is stable at the room temperature. If you compare the rhombic sulfur and monoclinic sulfur, this rhombic sulfur is stable at the room temperature. It is stable at room temperature. So below 369 Kelvin it is stable usually. Suppose if this alpha sulfur is heated above 369 Kelvin, if you heat it above 369 Kelvin, this alpha sulfur will be converted into beta sulfur here. Okay, this is about the rhombic sulfur. Next we will go for preparation of monoclinic sulfur. So in this monoclinic sulfur is prepared from the rhombic sulfur. Rhombic sulfur is just heated in a china dish and that molten sulfur is allowed to cool. After cooling, the crystals of that beta sulfur are formed here. So I will write second one, that will be monoclinic sulfur. This monoclinic sulfur is also called as what here? Beta sulfur. This is called as beta sulfur. So for this one I will write preparation. It is prepared by melting rhombic sulfur in china dish and molten sulfur. After melting it will become molten sulfur. That molten sulfur is allowed to cool till hard crust is formed. Then two holes are made in a crust and remaining liquid is poured out. And on removing crust, needle shaped crystals of beta sulfur are formed here. So the very simple method, just you have to melt that rhombic sulfur in a china dish. After melting it become as molten sulfur and that molten sulfur is allowed to cool here. After cooling a hard layer is formed that is called as hard crust. So whatever the liquid is left inside that one, that is removed just by making two holes on the crust, and after removing that crust you will get what? The needle shaped crystals of beta sulfur are formed here. Next some points about beta sulfur are: it has specific gravity of 1.2 98, and its melting point equal to 393 Kelvin. It is also soluble in CS2. The most important point about this beta sulfur is it is not stable at the room temperature. Next point I will write here, it is not stable at room temperature. Always you keep in mind only that alpha sulfur or the rhombic sulfur is stable at the room temperature, but not the beta or the monoclinic sulfur here. Next important point is there here, that is, alright, always you keep in mind, if I write 369 Kelvin, below 369 Kelvin only alpha sulfur is stable, above 369 Kelvin beta sulfur is stable. At 369 Kelvin both alpha sulfur and beta sulfur both are stable at the 369 Kelvin. Hence this 369 Kelvin is called as what? Transition temperature, at which alpha and beta both are interconverted here. That's why I'll write one point at I'll write below 369 Kelvin alpha sulfur is stable, above 369 Kelvin beta sulfur is stable, at 369 Kelvin both alpha and beta sulfur are stable, and this temperature is called transition temperature. Because at this temperature what happens, alpha will be converted into beta or beta will be converted into alpha below this 369 Kelvin here. So the next point is, they will ask a question in the NCERT, that is a question on this allotropes of sulfur. Which form of the sulfur is paramagnetic in behavior? That question will be, which form of sulfur shows paramagnetic behavior? Your answer will be at 1000 Kelvin. At 1000 Kelvin in vapor phase, sulfur exists as S2 molecule. S2 molecule which has 2 unpaired electrons, in antibonding 5-star orbital. Hence it is paramagnetic. In nature. So this is what the point you have to write. At 1000 Kelvin sulfur exists as a S2 molecule, and which is having 2 unpaired electrons in the antibonding 5-star orbital. This is similar to that of oxygen molecule, which is having 2 unpaired electrons in the 5-star antibonding orbital. Similarly here S2 also having what? 2 unpaired electrons, hence it is having what? Paramagnetic behavior. This is what the concept about the allotropes of the sulfur.